Mark off a team pacemaker here. I've been burdened with this abandoned bitzer in boxes of bits that I've got to build and ride to Belgium and back. Now I know what you're thinking. It's a lot of bees, and you'd be right. Mark, that was terrible. Terrible. Listen, I've only had 15 minutes to think of an intro, and that's the best I could do, alright? Anyway, by a strange quirk of fate, I've only got 3 weeks to turn this pile of bits into a road-going scooter that's going to get me 600 miles into Europe and back. Here we go again.
So I haven't bought this abandoned project. This is actually my abandoned project from about 15 years ago, when I was looking around the workshop one day and realised I probably had enough bits here to build an entire scooter. I just needed a frame to go with it. And I ended up buying this cheap 66 Spanish frame, and I was just going to put it all together, get it sprayed, and then sell it on. It didn't really have any particular direction. Then I got these spare set of panels for the pacemaker, but as soon as I saw them in the flesh, I thought these are way too funky to sand down and respray. I could get these sign written in a sort of patina style and build a retro race scooter around them. So I got a team pacemaker tuning and a few other little bits sign written on the panels in an aged sort of style to match in with the rough paintwork. And as soon as I had that direction, I replaced a lot of the primered bits of bodywork I had with like original paint and aged bodywork bits, and ended up with this complete bitzer project made out of Italian, Spanish and Indian bits in original paint, powder coated, and some resprayed that I'd bunged in with another scooter that I got sprayed. So we've got stuff like remade disc brake, Indian powder coated tank and toolbox, Indian head cowl powder coated. Oh, and I found these original paint Italian TV leg shields on Marketplace with these very apt purple stripes on them. And I designed a couple of logos to be sign written on there at the same time the panels were done. And very professionally sprayed some flashes on the horncast and mudguard just to bring it all together. Original paint floorboards. Oh, and this is actually an original 60s Snetterton. Well, the base and the foam is anyway. I think it's been recovered sometime in the 70s, but you can tell it's an original base because of this ridge running down the middle on underneath. So a proper mishmash of bodywork and tin work bits. So that's going to be fun to build, isn't it? And probably hence why it's been sat there for 15 years. And if we have a look on the workbench, i.e. the workshop floor, this is what's going to be the engine eventually. So we've got, well, it's a bit of a bitzer obviously. This was an Indian Li 150 case, but it's been taken out to accept a 200 barrel spigot, but it's actually really good nick, so it's a good donor. I think that's an Italian chain case, yeah. Indian seal mag housing. That is the engine internals out of an Li 125 special, but but I've got a TV200 gearbox to go in there. The barrel, I think, is Spanish. Yeah, you can tell by that little knob on there. That someone, and I've no idea who, hang on, it's got it written somewhere. Someone tuned, oh yeah, there. Someone tuned back in the 80s, I think, and they've put Honda 205 on there. I had it re-bored out about 7 years ago or something to use on something that I never used. And I got a Dev Tour piston and had it bored out to 69mm, I think that is. Yeah. Obviously, he's been sitting around for a while, but that'll clean up. And I think Broady did a head for me to match the crown of the Honda piston. New rings. I think that was Cito Ancelotti, I think. It's so long ago, I don't remember. I think it's only 42mm, but it'll have to do. That's been powder coated yellow, Ancelotti style. And then there's various bits in boxes from other projects I haven't used. Clutch plates, a lightened Indian flywheel. Oh yeah, there's a crank in here that I never used off something. There's a dodgy inlet manifold there. And various bits and bobs in boxes. I reckon, or hopefully, I've got enough bits in boxes to build a whole engine. Blimey! So let the big bits build begin. And yeah, I've only got 3 weeks to do this, and that isn't 3 weeks. That is 3 weeks of just after work, really early starts. Probably a couple of all-nighters chucked in there. Maybe some time at the weekend. I might be able to take a couple of days off as well. I don't know yet. But yeah. So let's get it on. Let's get on with it right now. So, for the foot rebuild here, we've got some original used bits, some unknown origin bits I found in boxes, mixed in with some budget bits. Right, unfortunately, got a right old mismatch of cables here. Some grey, some black. But like I said, I'm just trying to use up what I've got that has been hanging about for years. And also, unfortunately, I'm going to have to put a black wiring loom on an SX. So don't call the police on me or anything. But just like I said, I've had this hanging about for years, so I might as well use it. Right, that's the wiring loom and cabling done. I think I've routed it correctly. Well, that's the way it's going to be anyway. Now everyone's favourite, putting the toolbox on and petrol tank. I found these odd bits in my odd bits box, and this old rubber, because everyone hates putting new rubbers on a toolbox. So late night number twos. I think we did pretty well last night. We got the I'll show you. I got the rear light on, rack, the rear badge, seat, air scoop. Did all the wiring and cabling up. Forks, headset. So it's not a bad night. And my sort of goals tonight are tank, toolbox, rear mud guard, panel clips, and I really would like to get the leggies on and start bolting those down, and maybe the horn case. Oh yeah, I've got to put the horn on, damn it. Oh, bum, I've trodden on the grease. Don't! Here's some of my boxes of nuts and bolts that I'm open. Everything's going to be here for this build. Should be. I've been collecting them for long enough. And there's some over there. I know. Unfortunately, I can't find a matching pair of these panel clip brackets. So beggars can't be choosers. This one has got Vietnam written all over it. Quality. you the pain of watching me trying to put this toolbox in, because it's my worst job putting a toolbox in on a Lambretta, but that's all in now. Toolbox door on. Toolbox door actually fits remarkably well for Bitzer. Considering it doesn't belong on this scooter, that's pretty damn good. There should be a captive bolt here for the horn bracket, but for some reason it's sheared off, so I'm going to have to drill and tap a hole, I think. Right, that's properly fixed on there again. Fine-tuned too. So she's starting to look like a Lambretta again. I am shocked about how well everything is going to parts, old and new. Yeah. I've probably spoken too soon, but I'm going to go ahead and put this mudguard on because I'm really excited about how this is going to look once it's all sort of back together as one. Right, super late night number 3 on the trots. You can tell it's the third one on the trot because not just because of my zombie eyes, but because I'm mixing cider with energy drinks in an attempt to keep my body going, but my mind forgetting. But we have made some progress. Hang on. So this is a state of play on day 3. We're still waiting on, hopefully the tank straps will turn up today so I can put the tank in. Mission for tonight is the most arduous jobs you can get on a Lambretta. So floor strips, got all used ones here. And building the headset. Hopefully we can get that done tonight and maybe put the dampers on as well. I've been looking through my bits. I think we've got enough end caps for, there's some GP ones there. I think we've got enough TV SX ones. I think. You've got some beading end caps there as well. That's the other one. Cool. I don't think we've got any bottom ones though, which is a bit of a bummer. Right. Oh yeah, and obviously I'm not fitting the floorboards yet. We haven't even built the engine yet. I'm just putting them there so I can get the gaps right for the leg shields, which aren't too bad actually, because nobody wants big gaps. Right, that's the runners on. God, that is a tedious job. So I'm bored, and I'm going to do a little glory job just to give me a little boost. I'm going to put the number plates on. FFS. I've just spent ages refurbing this. It was original TV white button light switch that had been really badly bodged up and was in a bad condition. I've just spent ages on camera cleaning it all up, soldering it, all the wires together, heat shrinking it all nice, and the camera died and lost everything, so I haven't even got any before shots. So you just have to take my word for it that I've done an excellent job here. Right, end of day 4. I've had a little tidy up. What did we achieve? So I've put the headset top on so it looked like I'd done more than I actually had, but I've got the speedo in there. We've got the housings on there. We've got a throttle and some switches. I broke off I'm kicking myself. I tried to do up an M4 bolt with an impact driver, and obviously I've snapped the bolt off, so 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Dick. It's mainly wired up. Oh, and we have now got a front reverse pull brake. Well, I use the term brake loosely with this Vietnam remade disc, but it stops the wheel going round when it's sat in situ anyway. But we'll see how that is on the road. Oh, and I put the rear brake pedal in as well. So, we are making progress. Right, D4 in the big bodger hoose. Okay, I'll never ever do an impression again, I promise. It's a sleep deprivation that made me do it. Anyway, you can tell it's day 4 because I'm drinking lager for the physical pain and cider for the mental anguish. But today we got the tank straps from Torquay Lambretta. So kudos to them for sending them out so quickly. And as you can see, I don't know, that strap I had was for a mid-range tank. I don't even own a mid-range tank, so I've no idea where that came from. But yeah, we can get this tank in now. So that's our mission for tonight. Get the tank in on the drip tray and thing, and do some earths and a few little bits and bobs, get those shocks on. And then tomorrow morning, the engine casing and the chain case are at a local vapour blasters, so I'll go and pick those up, and then tomorrow hopefully get stuck into the engine. So I've got about as far as I can on the bodywork side now. All the electrics are in. It looks a bit of a mess, but obviously I'll tidy that up. Oh, that's a read speed CDI, by the way, that I'm not only as a phone charger built into it, but also does away with the low tension coil on the stator plate, which hopefully will make things a bit more reliable on this trip. The throttle choke cable is all in. I've got the shockers on. Headsets all sort of sorted, just waiting for the engine to cable it up. Yeah, just the engine now then. Okay, day 5. We've done all the important bits today. I've got my hair cut for the rally, so that's it really. Oh, and we've got as far as we can with the bodywork. So day 5, it's engine build day today. We know it's engine build day today because we are drinking coffee to focus our minds. Oh, and ibuprofen to take away the pain and the horror. The horror. Anyway, I've only got about half a day today to build this engine, and then next week I've got another half a day and maybe a late night, and that's all the time I've got left. So we need to go and pick the casing and chain case up from the Vapor Blasters. So let's go. Right, look at this loveliness. That Rob does a good job, although his name's actually Glenn, but I don't bother asking anymore. We need to start putting this back together. Oh, chisel hammer's probably not the right tool for this, is it? That's what we need, a brick hammer. Right, on the hunt for some bits, because I've got 4 wishbones, only one of them, well, that'll do, won't it? The rest of them haven't got the little things on them. Right, in this project, I'm going to put in a quite rare and sought after TV200 gearbox. Actually, I haven't counted it yet, have I? Let's hope the guy that sent it to me hasn't ripped me off. Hang on. Oh, I don't believe it. Okay, in this project, I'm putting in an SX150 gearbox, and there's a very specific reason for that. It's because I'm only joking. It's a genuine TB200 box. It's going in here. I thought, well, obviously this scooter is a TV200 because I've put a badge on the back of the frame that says TV200, so that would be what it is. But I thought I'd better put something of a TV200 in it, and this is the only thing TV200 that's actually going to be on the bike. But I do like tall gearing, so, and also I don't like spending money, so I won't have to put a front 16.2 front sprocket and a big chain on this. Right, and for my next magic trick, pick a shim. Any shim. That one? No, I don't want that one. Have this one. It's not so worn. Alright, so I've just got it, luckily, on the second attempt. I put a 2.3mm shim in there, and we've just, that's a lovely, and you never guess what, 007. Couldn't make it up, could you? Yeah, but that's good. So, unfortunately, that's where we've got to leave it for a week, because, so, you know, I said I had 3 weeks to complete this build. Well, technically that's true. I did have 3 weeks from when I started filming to the rally, but I forgot that I had a family holiday in Spain in that time period. Well, no one forgets that they've got a family holiday in Spain, obviously, but it just didn't click in my mind that that coincided with this rally. So that's left things a little bit tight. So I'll get back on the bank holiday weekend, the August bank holiday weekend, which only leaves the Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Well, a little bit of Thursday, because I've got to leave Thursday night to complete that engine rebuild, cable it all up, get it all going, jet it, little test run. So yeah, yet again, lastminute.com.
Cuando te miro, me siento como si estuviera en el cielo. Me siento como si estuviera tocando el cielo. Cuando te toque, cuando te miro, me siento como si estuviera en el cielo. Me siento como si estuviera tocando el cielo. Cuando te toque. No me dejes ir, te necesito, no me dejes
Right, I'm back. What do you mean I'm not brown? This is as brown as a strawberry blondes go. Anyway, we have found ourselves in a bit of a predicament that I've never found myself in before, actually, because we've only got Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday to completely rebuild this engine, get it in the frame, cables, wiring, blah, 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 because I'm leaving on Thursday night. So literally 3 days, but this isn't my job, so I've also got to go to work and actually do some work in those 3 days as well. So this is going to be tight. So yeah, we better get on with it. Right, we had a really, really unproductive day yesterday. 2 steps forward. Actually, it's more like 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Is that right? Anyway, which only leaves us really half of today, Wednesday, and then I'm leaving tomorrow, Thursday night. So the whole of Thursday. So I mean, I'm generally an overconfident, very optimistic person, but I can't see how I'm going to get this done, but we'll try. However, I woke up in the middle of the night last night. Well, I say the middle of the night. I don't even know what the middle of the night is anymore. But I woke up at some stage when I was sleeping and thought, shit, I've so busy been thinking about all the little bits and bobs, I've overlooked some of the bigger bits. So I didn't think that I had an engine bolt for the longer, larger size engine mounts, because I used the last one I had on the Series 2 that had the early style ones. And it's like Wednesday, and I thought, well, I'm stuffed because I'm going Thursday and there's no way I can get one. However, I just looked through all my stuff and I found this. I didn't even know I had it. Some shiny remade jobby, but it is for the longer style engine mount. So that's given me some kind of hope, some sort of omen that we can actually do this. So yeah, maybe it will get done. So, well, we need to get on with this anyway. Yeah, so here's the state of play today, Wednesday morning. So yesterday, yeah, I had to go back. I found out that this Indian gear arm, this GP Indian gear arm, was it's welded on at a weird angle. Well, not weird, but not what I'm used to with the earlier LIs. So when I put I bolted up the end plate, I discovered I couldn't get fourth, so I had to take that all out again. When I did that, when I put it back together, I pulled one of the studs out of the casing, which meant I had to tap it a bit deeper, find a longer stud and put it back in. And then this clutch, this is some sort of remade rear sprocket and an Italian clutch spider. So I couldn't really compress it. So what I've ended up doing is having to bend that bottom clutch plate so that I can get a bit more clearance. It's still not, well, I mean, it works with the clutch puller, but whether it'll work or how good it'll work when the chain casing's on, I don't know. But but we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, that pretty much took me all day to try and sort that out. I mean, I've got a few more bits on there. But so this morning we're going to do mag housing and get the crank in and some auxiliaries. Mag housing is on. There's something on fire in the workshop at the moment. I'm not sure what it is. I can smell it, but I can't see it anywhere. So I'm sure when it bursts into flames, we'll be able to see where it is. But that's the mag housing on. I'm just going to put the chain and the sprocket, front sprocket on now. Yeah, that's tight. Right, I've had to take the crown wheel off again because when I put it all together, the chain is rubbing on that. This stud is a bit proud and the chain was rubbing on it. So that is a schoolboy error on my part, not having this proud and not having it flush like the other ones. I'm going to know this gearbox and engine off by flipping heart by the time I finish. 'Cause I've never taken a bike apart so much before and had to redo things, but onwards and upwards. Right, back together again. And those scraping sounds. Right, lads.
And lasses.
And lasses.
And thems.
And thems. Last final push. It's silly o'clock in the morning. It's Thursday. I am leaving tonight. Well, actually, no. I've got to catch the ferry Friday morning at 9. Not the ferry, the Eurostar at 9. So that's about 27 hours away. But obviously, I've got to leave. I've got to give about 5 hours to get there. So, yeah. It's going to be lastminute.com anyway. Again. Can't remember where I got with filming. I nipped by after work, coming back from site yesterday. Nipped by and did a little bit and didn't film it. So, yeah, I've got the chain case all together. I've got the rear brake on. But we've still got a lot to do. So here we go. Fuck. Right, never ever forget the nipple. And no offence, Mr. Clutch and Gearbox, but I hope we never, ever meet again. Right, silent blocks. I've got some choices here. These look like Scooters India Limited that I've pulled out of something, but they do look like they're well usable. I've also got these newish, well, shop soiled uni ones. Now, I don't know much about history or even biology for that matter, and I definitely don't know anything about uni silent blocks, so, but they have got a little arrow denoting the top for the left hand side and the right hand side, and also they're shiny, so I think I'll be fitting these because it'll be quicker and shinier. Right, they're in. They went in way too easy for me, but they are in, and I mean, once they're done up, they're not going to go anywhere, are they? You hope. Anyway, the main event, the barrel, well, the top end. This is what they call a Honda 205. Someone's etched it into the top there. There's no tuning name on it, so I don't know who did it. But it's called a Honda 205. Brief history: Honda 205 because it uses a Honda MX 200 piston that people used to love in the 80s. Mainly, I think, because they had a really flat crown and just used to make good power, but also a really good quality pistons as well. This one I had bored out to 69mm by Brody, and he did a head for me as well. To match the crown of the piston. That was about 10 years ago, so it's gone a little bit surface rusty inside, so I've got to hone it out. And when I'm at it, I'm going to have to hone it within an inch of its life because I haven't got time to run this in, so I'm going to have to hone that right out so it's running on the bench basically. I mean, I'm not a tuning guru or anything, but I've seen enough Lambretta barrels in my time to know that if you can look at the exhaust port, it's a little bit leery. It's quite tall. I expect it's supposed to be used with a Fresco or something, or some expansion chamber of 80s origin. I'm going to use it with a 42mm Clubman, so hopefully that will put a stop to any kind of ideas this barrel's got of putting out any peaky power, and make it a bit more usable for the road. So, well, I hope. Oh yes, started out as a Jet 200 barrel, 1980s or 1970s Jet 200 barrel. You can tell by the little dimple on the inlet there. Right, honed. It's all lovely and fresh in there now, and I've lapped the top of the barrel and cleaned up the surfaces. I know they will tell you that you shouldn't hone two-stroke barrels because it catches the ports. I just did. So now, hopefully, and I also I know that measuring your piston to bore clearance with feeler gauges is proper gypsy. But I don't have the proper measuring tools, so this is you know, it is what it is. So that with the feeler gauges is about 4/1000, quite tight on the 4/1000. So you know, I'm thinking it's probably 3/1000. But I mean, I was only doing it for a minute or a couple of minutes, so it's not like I've gone too far. Or anything. So hopefully that'll be all right now. Well, let's whack this on there. Oh, and I did do the piston rings to bore measurement as well, by the way, in case you were wondering. And again, I don't know masses about tuning, but I do know that at bottom dead center, the piston needs to be below the exhaust port, which it is perfectly, and level with the transfers, which there's a little bit of a gap there, but I imagine those transfers are standard. And then at top dead center, hang on, just turn it over. That's not easy with a camera in your hand. Right, and at top dead center, the skirt of the piston needs to be above the inlet, and which it is. So that is all good, and we won't need to trim any piston skirts or anything, so that is fantastic news. Right. Right, that's the barrel all bolted down. This AF solid mount inlet, I didn't need to match it with the. It must have had one on there before because I didn't need to match it in at all because it matched perfectly. I chamfered the exhaust port edges so they weren't so sharp. Just done the squish whilst. Well, now it's all bolted down, and it is 1.2 exactly, which, although is good, to be on the safe side, I wish it was a little bit more, but I'm not putting a 0.5 mil head gasket on there, or or a millimetre head gasket, because that would just ruin it. So, yeah, it's not ideal. Well, it is ideal, but it's too ideal, if you know what I mean. Well, we have got a bit of a leak, but it's around the spark plug, so that's a bit annoying, but I guess I just have to Loctite it in. Only joking! Anyway, nothing to see here. Move along. Right, here it is, the big passion killer. 42mm, I think it's a Cito Ancelotti Clubman, and this should knock some sense into that barrel and stop it producing any high revs and hopefully make it a bit more usable and toury. No one wants to be a toury. A bit more of a touring engine and not so racy. Just realised the hole for the exhaust mounting on the bottom of the casing was completely stripped, so I've just had to drill and tap it out to an M10. It's getting a bit messy. Yes, sorry about the mess. No, I'm not. Anyway, let's get this. Oh, we got to clean that exhaust up first before we put it on. That ain't going nowhere. I managed to clean the exhaust with a rag that was actually dirtier than the exhaust itself. So give us a minute and I'll flip it over, clean it up, and we can have a little. Right, so that's it. Well, I better not say that's it. That's currently it, ready to go in the frame. And notice that although that Clubman's going to take away some power from the top end, I've added this Ancelotti sticker, which will make it go loads faster. So that should balance that out nicely. What a beautiful thing the Lambretta engine is, isn't it? I mean, they could have just made it like an old Perkins engine or something. Brutal but reliable. But no. 'Tis a thing of beauty. Yeah, so let's stop fannying about and get it in. Might help if I took the floorboards off. Just wiring up this CDI and stator. See how many earths this has got. Jesus, I've never even put an earth on a Lambretta before. But look at that. If this reed speed CDI works, it'll be great. But look at the flipping spaghetti that comes with it. Anyway, the moment of truth. Please spark. Please spark. Please spark. No freaking spark. Oh, hang on. Well, it's an occasional spark. just have to kick it really hard and fast. Okay, so we have a spark of sorts. It's a bit intermittent, but the faster you kick it over, the better it sparks. I'm hoping once it kicks in and starts, it'll work better. And we have compression, good compression as well, not leg breaking compression like the Mugello. So all we need is fuel. That is the cleanest inside of a Lambretta petrol tank I've seen for a long time. Chop, chop. Where's the petrol cap gone? We need the petrol cap. Who's stolen the petrol cap? Ah, there's fuel absolutely pissing out everywhere. Excellent. Why? Did I spill some? Stop now. Okay, fuel on. We don't seem to have any fuel. Okay. That's fine. Now there's fuel. A lot of fuel. I'll just make sure there's some fuel in the float bowl. Okay, I've just checked. There's fuel in the bowl and all over the floor again. I don't know. I'll have to look back on the video. I didn't see myself spilling any, but it doesn't seem to be leaking from anywhere. Anyway, got fuel, got sort of spark, got compression. First startup for this engine casing in 20 years. First startup for the barrel in 30 years. First startup for the frame in 40 years. You get the idea. It's a bitzer. Anyway, I'm going to say good old reliable Delauto. I'm going to say lucky 7. Lucky 7 kicks. Okay. Bit of choke. that's the weirdest first start-up I've ever had. That was weird. I've no idea. Blown out the carb, but I'm really not happy with the way this is sparking at all. I just tried a different plug, you know, after all the hassles of France, but it really. Let's try and get the camera. I don't think you can see it, but it's almost like it's sparking every other. Probably difficult to see that on camera, but it's not right. Right, so I've just unplugged all the reed speed CDI stuff off, and I just wanted to try the traditional style CDI, and guess what? Bloody lovely spark. For fuck's sakes, why me? Why me? Why am I getting all these electrical gremlins with new electrical parts? Right, let's do the first start again. Right, so 3 hours later, I think it's about 1:30 in the morning. Ferry's at 9. Where do I start? So basically I can't get this piece of poop to start. We changed the CDI. It had a great spark, brilliant, but wouldn't start, wouldn't run. So I messed about with the jetting, didn't do anything at all. Used the jets from the Series 2 in there, tried the jets that are in here, and the jetting, by the way, is a tried and tested 225 Delauto 30mm, like standard, loads, thousands of people use it and have used it. So I went back and thought, well, it must be electrical then. So I've put 3 different stator plates on there. So the reed speed one and the two BGMs that were redone, all worked fine, but still wouldn't start. I put a different flywheel on there. I've got a medium weight flywheel for the next project, so I tried the medium weight on there. Made no difference. Another CDI, no difference. It's a real weird one, really weird. Like I say, it's got a great spark. The only thing I was thinking is it might not be firing at the right time, but the Woodruff key's still there. It's all timed up. It all makes sense. It's not like the stator's in the wrong place or anything. It's I'm waffling now, but it is 1:30 in the morning. I've been up for nearly 24 hours. But anyway, so the only thing I could think is that this carb that's on here is there's something wrong internally, like there's a blockage or something. I don't know. So, I mean, the options are wait until Eurocarb opens tomorrow morning, go and buy another carb and some more jets, and try that. Because I've done everything electrical there is to do, and it's not that. So there's that option, or the other option is I admit defeat. I failed in this series, and I can still save the rally by getting the Series 2 out, and I've got probably just enough time to get to the port on the Series 2 and meet up with everyone and enjoy the weekend like I planned. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I mean, it's really difficult to admit defeat because I've spent a lot of time and effort on this over the last couple of weeks, and it's cool as fuck. I thought this was going to be the coolest scooter that I'd done so far. It's really, really disappointing. But like I said, I could wait until tomorrow morning, till Eurocarb opens. But it'll just mean I'll miss a day of the rally. I'll have to go there on my own. So basically, I think I'm going to get on the Series 2, ride down to Folkestone, meet up with everyone, and I'll have to resume this project. It's a bit late for this year now. Maybe early next year, and go and do the 500 miles to Belgium or somewhere else on it. Then disappointing, but what can you do? So that's what I'm going to do. Future me here. This is a few months later. In actual fact, that was last year. I'm just watching this back in the editing room. So I think I need to elaborate on some of that sleep-deprived waffle there, and also add some updates. So I expect you're wondering what the hell's going to happen to the Flying Plum now that I've set off to Waasland in Belgium on the Series 2. So I think we'll have to have a Series 3, a Part 3, where we investigate why the hell this wouldn't start. I'm fairly convinced it's this second-hand used carb that I got. There's something wrong with it internally, blocked, or I don't know, but we'll find out, because we'll have a lot more time to investigate then. And then we'll get it back on the road, do the cabling, the wiring, and all the other little bits and bobs. I'll get it dynoed, and then there'll be a part 4, the Ride of Redemption, where I actually go to Waasland in Belgium and finish off this series how it should have been. But I just want to reiterate about how gutted I am that we didn't get this going in time, and the fact that it was a complete failure. And I expect you're wondering, well, why give yourself such a short space of time to do these things, Mark? And well, there's several reasons. I'm self-employed and I work in the building industry, which means I only have small windows of opportunity to mess about with scooters. But also it adds tension and drama to what is usually quite a boring technical, like an engine rebuild. It can be a bit boring and techy, can't it? So it adds a bit more tension and excitement to it. But also just to show that it can be done in a short space of time, because I expect there's hundreds, if not thousands, of abandoned projects out there that people have started, they've hit a hiccup, they've lost momentum, and then the final build seems so far away that they get disillusioned and it gets put in the back of the shed, and either never finished or we've all been there. It took me about 5 years, I think, to finish the pacemaker. So we've all been there, but I just wanted to show that it can be done in a short space of time. I'm going off on a tangent now anyway, so let's get back to the video and to the Series 2 going to Waasland. Right, get in the corner. I took all the racks off this, didn't I? So got to put them back on. Where's my nuts? So, after that abject failure, look what you could have won. I'm really gutted because I really love this scooter and it's come together really nicely as well. Oh, and I've spent a lot of time and effort and sacrifices in the last few weeks. But hey ho, like I said, it's not the end, it's to be continued. And to be honest, I was starting to think I couldn't really do it justice within that 3-week time period anyway, because there's a lot of little bits I've since thought about, and there's also a lot of little bits that I should have spent more time on. But hey ho, anyway, I better get going now, and this is where the story's gonna change, because me and the Series 2 are gonna get another adventure in Europe together. So see you in the next one.